Hello to my Leos. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. All right, Leos. All right, Leos. This video is for the 28th of May through June 4th. Through June 4th. Hopefully you all are having a great week so far. Hopefully you all are still relaxing. Let's see. I love and accept myself. That is your intention that you're setting. Some of you all are saying, of course you do, but no, really. You love and accept yourself. Make sure it's balanced out. The moon right now at the time of filming and by the time it goes up is still in a feminine zodiac sign. And so you want to learn how to be in receiving mode. Depending on where you are in the world, it'll be moving from Taurus into Gemini, and we are in Gemini season. We had a new moon. Well, new moon on the 27th. Well, excuse me, it's in Gemini. It's in Gemini, but you're still kind of sort of feeling the effects of it. So when you're in new moon, it's still sort of like crossing over. So you're still kind of sort of feeling the effects. So it's still affecting your throat chakra, that area of manifestation. And so to help you with that, you can journal. You can speak your truth, whatever that truth is, in writing, or speak it out. Get outside, do some grounding, those kind of things. It's ruled by Venus, the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. So it's all around us, right? So it's everywhere. So let's get into your reading. Okay, hold on. Let's see what this is. All right. So this is really about knowing your worth and knowing your value. Still kind of there with knowing your worth and knowing your value. This moon phase that we're in right now, the energy is grounding, it's stabilizing, it's ideal for planting intentions related to abundance, beauty, self-worth, steady growth, all of those things, right? Right. So you want to kind of get out in nature and test all of your senses. Like really test all of your senses. All right, so 711, there's that color blue right there speaking to your throat chakra. So yeah, persistence, 711. So reap the rewards of your efforts. You've been working very hard towards your goals, but at some point you have to take all that you've done, benefit from it, right? So your angels ask you to honor your growth. Reflect on something that you've been working on for a long time and think about how far you've come. Really give yourself some credit for lessons learned, tasks accomplished, and fears faced. So give yourself a pat on the back. I feel like you're closing out a cycle and learning this number 11 right here, kind of getting off the fence and kind of sort of speaking up, like speaking your truth about your gifts, right? That you really, really love and accept yourself. The fact that you are ruled by the sun, the fact that you shine a light on, the fact that Leos rule fifth house and you're shining unapologetically. That's not arrogance, it's confidence. It actually inspires a lot of people, a lot more people around you than you realize. Sometimes you don't get to hear how many people you've inspired until you hear complete strangers come back and tell you how much you've inspired them. People you've never met before. Some people have public platforms. Whatever your platform is, whether you're on YouTube or whatever your platform is, maybe you're a school teacher, whatever, how much you have inspired so many people. So we're going to get into your reading of you knowing your self-worth unapologetically, both in your family and in your personal and your professional life. Yeah, in your personal and your professional life. Yep. So let's get into it. Let's get right into it. All right. So right now, I feel like somebody could be, before I even open it up, I feel like somebody could be, like I said, loving and accepting yourselves, but it's also okay to balance it out, because we're talking about in the spirit realm now. We're at a higher frequency. This is not, you're not operating just in you've risen above the solar plexus chakra at this point. You've gotten it ironed out and straightened out. You're on the high side of the solar plexus chakra, right? So, and I'm talking to my high vibrating Leos. The and it was with persistence. So you now made some connections. So you've even moved past the heart chakra. You made some connections. Like, okay, now some things are starting to make sense. You know, that things have to be in order. It has to be in decency and order when we're talking about the spirit realm. When you're entering into the spirit realm, it can't just be rush, 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 rush to a point of bullying, overexerting, putting all this extra energy into stuff that's go, 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 go until you just, you know, hit a brick wall and just pass out. So it's said at some point you got to balance it out, because in the spirit realm, it's not going to always make sense, right? Speaking something into existence, this is where real faith is for real, because you don't see it yet. So you have to open that. This right here, you're trying to manifest something. This is throat chakra. The next one up is the brow chakra, third eye. So you're trying to train yourself to speak something into existence, right? So somebody is saying, okay, I'm getting off the fence. I'm closing out a cycle. I'm getting off the fence and I'm enlightening myself about something. This is the number 11. I'm enlightening myself. Maybe somebody's going to 7-Eleven. No, I'm just kidding, but you could be. But, or 7-Eleven could be on your clock. Maybe something clicked at that time, whether it's in the morning or in the evening, but it doesn't really matter. The number is showing itself. However, source wants to show this number to you again to speak something into existence. That's what source needs you to do, right? To really love and accept yourself the way that you are, that you're learning that, and just all, you know, just humility to source. You're saying, you know, okay, you're learning, you're growing, not in the just in the physical realm, but also in the spiritual realm. Somebody is really open to learning more in the spiritual realm without and learning to love it and also accept source in you. That's part of self, right? Learning to accept that part of yourself. So let me see what else we got going on here. Let's get an angel number here. Get an angel number. And this is it's going to explain a lot of things to you all, Leo. It's going to explain a lot of your gifts. Why a lot of you all have the gift of smell, right? A lot of you all have a lot of the clairs and couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. You know, like somebody say, I got a feeling about something, I know something, I can smell something, something don't smell right. Or you even hear people say they smell like money, like they basically saying they smell like prosperity, right? But there's an opposite to that too. Somebody could smell like poverty, somebody could smell like um, so it's a choice. Remember, we're talking about duality, and having a new moon in Gemini speaks directly to duality. And that's why a lot of people are choosing to learn something new, go beyond just third house and learn something new. And so that's what you're saying. You're loving and accepting yourselves. Here's 750, again, speaking something to existence. So again, you're closing something out. So somebody could have been stubborn at some point, being around these energies who they don't believe stuff until they see things, until something is actually closed out. Limitless love, right? So love yourself and others freely. Your angels are asking you to practice unconditional love today, not only for others, but for yourself as well. You cannot pour from an empty cup, Leos. And that's why I say in my readings a lot. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. But you'll hear me say it a lot. Maybe not so much anymore if you've been tuned in, because I don't want to sound like a broken record. But take the cape off sometimes, like balance it out. Take the cape off and learn how to get into prayer and faith mode, prayer and meditation mode. You can only accept as much love from the outside world as you give yourself. You really cannot pour from an empty cup. People will be starting to get your overflow, not just what you just like right at the top of the cup, right? It has to be overflow, and that's what Source is trying to give somebody, overflow. So the moon in Taurus, and again, it's kind of overlapping before it moves into Cancer. So you're still feeling this new moon. You're still kind of feeling the effects of the moon in Taurus, and then that new moon in Gemini. Then you're going to start feeling the effects of the moon in Cancer. So it's all kind of like running together. Um, Somebody is starting to realize having nice things, having things in the material world is not bad. It's what you do with it. Some people completely and totally abuse power. They abuse title, position. They abuse the material world of people, places, and things. And somebody is starting to learn, go deeper spiritually, right? So, time to level up the amount you're willing to receive from within. So, somebody now is learning how to receive from within. You're receiving from source. And so, journal about how you feel and the vulnerability that occurs when demonstrating unconditional love to yourself and others. Somebody's life is about to be taken to a whole nother um, no, a whole nother level spiritually, because your gifts are increasing, your spiritual gifts are increasing. So it's going to feel like some people are being taken on a trip, a mind trip for some people. But then source will show you the evidence of it, right? That's what faith is, right? So source says will show you the evidence of some things that you've been having faith in, like the same things your ancestors had faith in as to why you're here now, and the sacrifices that they made. They said they couldn't see it, right? They couldn't see some of you all, getting that job or graduating from school or whatever they saw. They had to see it in faith. They said they kept on working and working and working and working and saying, okay, well, I'm just trying to work, right? Whatever kind of job they had to work. So source is saying to you, you're starting to do some things really in faith. You're somebody taking some kind of a faith walk. So let's get some ancestor cards out here, and let's see what message we have here. So we see that number 7 twice. So again, the 7 is a very powerful. Well, all numbers are very powerful. 7 is that you're closing out something with 2 situations. Somebody's finally getting off the fence and enlightening themselves about something maybe you may have been contaminated by, but back straight and you're walking away from something. Back straight and you're walking away from something. There's something, and this is where your gift of smell comes in, right? Somebody felt like something didn't smell right. Like, when you say a person smells like money, or like something smells like something just has an odor to it, like it has a have you ever been places where like where somebody is like you've been to a park and somebody just finished mowing the lawn, it's like grass, but you also smells like maybe cow manure or something. You can smell it. You're learning how to, or you can, like because your nose is a weapon too. That's why you have to, again, loving and accepting yourself, and part of it is knowing that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, for real. Like, so if somebody is a Drew, they're kind of a malevolent nocturnal spirit associated with nightmares. And something, as far as you're concerned, was like something doesn't smell right. Something doesn't smell right with some situations going on. Like, I'm not really sure where to put this, but something don't really smell right. So when you add all these numbers up, 1, 2, then 5 is 7. So 7, 7, 7. So 3 things out for you are like, okay, I need to close 3 situations. Now something don't smell right about a situation, right? Because this blue right here, somebody was dabbling into dark moon magic, right? Dark moon magic, a dark witchcraft, right? And so something in your spirit, your psychic abilities, again, follow me with this. Somebody has the gift of smell. Somebody was smelling dark magic on some people. You were smelling dark magic on people. That some people were into some kind of dark arts, right? So, and something was kind of following you around, like something was kind of following you around. So that would sometimes smell like a gas leak, and it's not coming from your place. Like, let's say if you live in an apartment, or you live in a condo, or you live somewhere, something it smells like. Sometimes it smells like a gas leak. Something could smell like decay. Like, like if you go places, something smells like you can smell like a carcass or something, like it smells like it's outside, like an animal transition or something. Somebody could be into some kind of sacrifices. Um, Something could smell like something was burning. you know, other than sage. People burning something. Something could smell burnt. Um, something could smell sour to you, as if you had like something that was like expired. Like if you had drank something that was expired. Like again, in your ear gate or eye gate, somebody could have felt like, okay, I feel like I just ingested something that felt sour. I mean, it's like the tasted like a sour taste in my mouth. Something just left a bad taste in my mouth. Maybe talking to certain energies or being around certain energies. I hope you all are following me. Again, you're ruled by the sun, and the sun is exposing secrets within you, your secret gifts, right? So Archangel Raphael, the healer and protector of travelers, is with you, right? Right? Somebody is not happy without you. Seventh house also speaks to the justice card. Justice card is seventh house, 777. Um, Also, an indication that you something could smell funny, like somebody is into dark arts, would be like really heavy perfume or cologne. They're trying to cover up something. Um, Something could smell like burnt wires. Something could smell like kind of a coppery smell, but wherever you are, it's like a certain smell just follows you wherever you are. So it just lets you know, like if you live in an apartment building or you live in a condo or like certain energies could be following you. It's so you won't be returning certain energies call. Yeah, because somebody is now learning about the spiritual realm. So thank you for tuning in to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. Somebody's now known as somebody into dark arts. There's people who learn about it and choose to shine a light to help you, right? As light, shining a light on darkness. So this right here, Angel Uriel, the angel of prophecy and wisdom. So this will take you to a deeper realm into what that means. So treat yourselves to a spa day. Somebody needs to go to the spa, right? Throat chakra cleanse, right? So some affirmations you can do for your throat chakra be: I speak my truth with clarity and confidence. My voice matters. I listen with patience and express with purpose. And so you can also practice singing, right? That's something that you can do. Or, yeah, you can do those kind of things, drinking hot tea, those kind of things like herbal teas and things like that. It's going to help you. The three things are closed out. And somebody has a feeling that something just didn't smell right. Like something was, somebody says something smells fishy. You're right, right? Something smells like source is not in it because somebody has a demon of pride, right? Something smells fishy. Something does not seem, something seems off about something. Something don't seem right. So sources say you're on to something. So it's time for somebody to start dating again. You have the gift of precognition. This is foreknowledge of something. So source will let you know ahead of time that something is coming down the pike. But remember, time is relative. So it may trip you out because you're like, okay, when? Like what time? Like when you get readings, people was like, well, how long is this going to take? The reason why we give time, well, I can't speak for everybody, but like give like a date is just for the purpose of somebody saying, okay, well, I'm catching up on videos. So which one should I watch first? They're all timeless. They're all timeless, right? They're all timeless. All right, let's see what else we got going on. But the best is yet to come. Somebody has encountered the smell of dark magic, right? And something in your spirit, and I'm talking about being in the presence of it, and that your spirit has picked up on something, but you weren't really able to. You weren't really able to gain clarity. That's why I always send people right directly back to source, the creator. So yeah, right back to source, right? Of course, people wear perfume and cologne and things like that, but we're also talking about sort of like a spirit of baiting people and enchantment, right? Because that odor, that travels as well, like having a Delilah spirit, right? Trying to find out what your weakness is. And so Source is trying to have, and I'm talking to men and women, by the way, not just men, right? So that's what Source is saying, taking you to the next level, taking somebody to the next level, right? Trying to help you. All right, let's just dive in. Let's dive in, right? All right, let's see where we're going to start here. All right, let's get to tarot. So yeah, love and accept yourselves. So yeah, back straight and you're walking away from something. Yeah, some people find it easier to go over to the dark side, and they don't know how to come back. And so the best thing you can do for them is to become enlightened and protect your energy. Protect your energy. So I do see flex somebody's going to get out and do some grounding, out in the sun. Maybe treat yourselves to a spa day, right? So I'm seeing financial independence. Somebody's going to stop talking about what they have. I mean, of course, unless you're a celebrity, people going to see it, so can't really hide it. But somebody's going to stop talking about financial independence, because that doesn't always mean that you're rich. You could be rich in spiritual gifts. It's not always rich in material world, if that makes any sense. So people who assume that people who are, wealthy in the spirit realm are, or they may see a few nice things. They may assume that somebody has like their, what's the term? Rolling in, like, y'all know what I'm saying. Anyway, a lot of money. Anyway, so, but you stepped into light high priestess energy. So here we have light high priestess, this dark side and the light side. The dark side energy has to be familiar with every little thing, like nosy spirits. Those are energies who are, they got to be around every little thing. So you have to train your nose. That nose is a weapon. That nose on your face, no matter what the shape of it is, it's a weapon, right? It's a weapon that can help you, right? To say that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. That's the weapon that Source gave you. That's why everything that you need is inside of you. Like everything that you need is inside of you. Source said, I gave you that nose, that sense of smell. I gave you that throat, that sense of manifestation. So get everything in alignment. So if you smell something that smells familiar to you, then you can associate it with something else. So that's what somebody is trying to learn how to do. So you're not returning some energies calls. Yeah, because they've been wearing a particular skin. Yeah. They have been wearing the skin of someone else. They smell like someone else, right? They smell like someone else. And you're just like, oh my God. So something is awakening for someone. So I don't know who this is for. I don't know who this applies to. But you know how, like, let me give somebody an example of that. You know how, like, somebody would accuse you of um okay, coming in the house at a certain hour. I'm talking to men and women. Somebody could accuse you of coming in the house at a certain hour and saying, oh, you smell like you have perfume all over you, or you smell like you have cologne all over you, or whatever, like that. But you could look like, with somebody, you feel like, okay, somebody is almost like taking on the same something as someone else, the same energy as someone else. They've been contaminated by someone else. So those energies doing stuff behind your back, so that when you wake up, the dark side of 7 is them asking you why, because you've awakened. That's why you're not operating in fear. Your card is literally the strength card. But that meek as a lion, or meek as a lamb, excuse me, people will try to put you in survival mode and say that you are, whatever. Who knows what the people are saying? Because they want you to pounce on something, right? So somebody has crossed over to, this is your rebirth side. This is your rebirth. We had a full flower moon, so the seeds were planted by your ancestors. This is judgment card. Judgment, it didn't make sense because it's generational. That's the outermost planet, right? And so now it's starting to make sense to somebody, like it's starting to come back to you. Something is starting to come back to you. Like the difference between light high priestess and dark high priestess energy. Something is starting to come back to you. Yeah. that people need to just go out and get fresh air. This is a matter of perspective. We're talking about duality. The moon in Gemini, the new moon in Gemini, we're talking about duality. Some people will look at this and say somebody was running from something. And so another person, now showing the light side of things, like, okay, somebody was going out to get fresh air, right? To clear their mind. To clear their mind. Yeah, so something is nostalgic. Something is nostalgic for you, right? Um, somebody is remembering something. Something is remembering, like the something is nostalgic for you, like in terms of like certain smells bring back certain memories for people. Looking at your cards here. And this is another reason why somebody is learning how to shine a light on money, like that money is not evil, nor is like material possessions, right? It is what people do with it, and like how people will use and abuse it for their personal gain. They will say that they have your back, and they really don't have your back. They'll actually prey on you. Like, remember, a lion is a predator. That's just your symbol, right? You're obviously in human form, but somebody will say they have your back, but they'll end up preying on you. Somebody say they have, and so something for you is like something don't smell right. Something smells funny. Something is off. I'm not really sure what that is. I smell like some kind of an odor of something. Here's the hangman, that somebody was being sacrificed after all the sacrifices that were made, right? Behind someone's back. That is why someone is on constant repeat. Like they start at the mid of a sentence, the midpoint of something. They don't start at, if you ask a person like to start at the beginning, if a person just starts arguing with you and you're like, well, wait a minute, I'm trying to gain some clarity. What are we arguing about again? Can we go back to one? It's like literally talking to someone who is under another spirit, like they've been drinking or like they're on something, right? And you're just like, okay, well, wait a minute. What, what's going on? Because they've been emptied out. Like this person hanging upside down, blood rushing to their head, like literally sacrificed, right? Wanting to run away from something, wanting to run away from something. So Source is saying you're learning how to train your nose. You're learning how to train your nose. Learning how to train your nose and move away from all of the distractions. All of the distractions, right? That would be foolish to continue being an overgiver. The sun outside doesn't even shine. I mean, in some parts of the world, but for the most part, not shining 24 hours a day. It sits behind the moon so that it can expose what your secret gifts are, right? Not everybody else's secrets, what your secret gifts are, so that you can pick up on energy, right? Yeah, so you can pick up on energy. You can pick up on energy. So that's the reason why there's three things that's closed out, three things that's been closed out, and you're not returning a call. Yeah, somebody is associated with, like I said, nocturnal spirits associated with nightmares over on money. Something is around money. And that's why Source needs to like get outside and get some grounding in, right? Go to the park, just go for a walk in your neighborhood, get outside under that sunlight to do the cleansing, do some cleansing, do some grounding, because somebody was wearing someone else's skin. But that would almost be like, I can't even say almost like, yeah. So here we have the Queen of Pentacles here, right? So what Source is trying to tell you, that somebody, wanted to appear like they were just this regal kind of energy, but they have not been able to move out of their sixth house, right? Because they were thinking, okay, they were very, very meticulous and, you know, taking care of handling every little detail and what was done. They feel like they had covered all bases in everything that they had done, right? And everything that they had done, they had covered all bases with everything, right? Telling somebody that they had their back, right? But somebody smelled something that didn't smell right on somebody. Something didn't smell right, and that's what's, if something is not going to leave your nose, that's reminding you of a particular smell. So even when somebody is saying somebody's protector, something about a particular smell for you will just never go away. You just remember something. So you're a part of a team. Here's the Three of Pentacles here. Somebody is a part of a team here. Because again, you're leaving behind any distractions, any kind of foolishness. You're leaving the foolishness behind. Yeah, somebody's now going into hermit mode. So a light can turn on, and a light within. That's from source. We're going within. We're going within. Somebody wanted to be a part of a team that they had. You know, like I feel like somebody's about to get promoted. I feel like somebody's about to get promoted in the spiritual realm because somebody is down to earth and they're relatable. And I feel like somebody has gone from, you know, this is where, again, loving and accepting yourselves, that again, you are, you know, you allowed your, unapologetically allowed your inner child to come out and play, but you also don't want to be connected to people who are immature about it. They want to appear a certain way on the outside, but on the inside, they're just immature. Immature. Always in this kind of, you know, saying one thing, but got people who want to run away from them. And we have the Queen of Swords here. So I feel like you're now sitting on your throne, and you're something has come now. Somebody's remembering something. You are remembering something now. You're learning you're remembering something now. You know, or just about something you may have said that may have come across as shady to somebody. You know, may have like put air to the flames of with something. So that's what we're talking about again in the spiritual realm. And it's just, again, just learning, because again, the moon in Gemini is a message. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the messenger planet. And so it may have sent a message to someone, may have sent a message. So when it comes out through the air, people catch it. Your air energies will catch it, especially if you're connected, like maybe family members or loved ones, no matter how far away they are. If you send out a message that is shady as a fire energy, it's going to come out. Everybody under the same sun, same moon, right? It's going to come out no matter how far. That sounds weird to some people, but that's how in the spiritual realm, you may have been saying, oh, we was thinking the same thing at the same time, or, you know, I just thought you up. I just thought you up, right? Those kind of things. Because now somebody's in on the other side of something. So here we have the Magician card. Now somebody's gaining clarity into how people can get caught in a karmic cycle. Two energies can get caught in a karmic cycle. How two energies can get caught in a karmic cycle. If something was just purely for money, just a transaction. Somebody thought they were going to be on a team with somebody. Somebody thought they were going to be a part of a team with two energies. But for them, it was merely a transaction. So let me kind of sort of set a stage for somebody, whoever I'm talking to. No matter what your gender, your race, your culture, background is, imagine you getting a promotion, right? Because I feel like somebody's being promoted in the spiritual realm, but you're being promoted by Source, the creator, right? Who is no respecter of person. But imagine in the physical realm, you get promoted by, let's say, your job, and your job says, okay, yeah, you have this title in this position, but you don't have the same authority that if you're a woman, male counterpart, or if you're black, your white counterparts, or if you're a particular religion, somebody else's religion, because they are the same as somebody else's, right? So, not trying to step on anybody's corns, but I think y'all get the point, right? So, in other words, people will look at you as less than because of whatever, right? And so, Source is saying that somebody was being shady in a situation behind someone else, a loved one's back, and then something came through the air, right? People know when you're operating in the spiritual realm of people, you get this feeling like this is a part of somebody's gift. You get a feeling that people are mistreating loved ones, that you may have moved on from, right? Through nightmares. So somebody was starting to have nightmares about something. I was starting to have nightmares about something. Yeah. About somebody being treated like they were left out, worthless. Like basically, okay, well, if you want to be a part of something, if you want to come through these doors, what is it worth? What is it worth to you, right? It's a part of a humiliation process, right? Humiliation ritual. And so if you want to be a part of this, it's going to cost you to be a part of this family. But somebody noticed a smell. Somebody noticed a smell. Again, remember your nose is a weapon, and no weapon formed against you by the enemy shall ever prosper, right? The enemy within. So find out what your demon is. Is it money? Is it for the love of money? Or do you love Source more? Source is trying to help somebody to see, like, hey, hold on, some energies was in for them. It was just purely transactional. They just like, okay, this is about money. So there's a Virgo involved in something, there's a Taurus involved in something, and there's a Capricorn involved in something that wanted to be a part of some kind of organization, like they feel like they was wanted to be a part of a family, wanted to be part of something, but something was done in alignment with Taurus energy or a religious organization behind someone's back in court. And again, Source is trying to tell somebody is like, okay, when you smell something don't smell right, don't just say it out of your mouth. Go home and journal about it. Get into a quiet place, take off the super Leo cape and sit down, because Source is saying to somebody is that something has been a complete nightmare, and everybody don't look like what they've been through when they come out of the house. Everybody don't look like what they've been through when they come out of the house. So, yeah. So I see there's a lot of money coming back to you. There's some big money coming back to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Some big money is coming back to you, and that's because there's an energy that is, that is, like I said, um, I feel like it's a part of somebody's spirit team, right? I'm talking to you wherever Leo is in your birth chart. And also if you're connected, if you are, not just familiar with your fifth house, but I feel like somebody has invested a lot of time and money into humiliating some energies in the physical realm. And so it's like somebody, like I said, a complete and total abuse of money. So money itself is not evil. Obviously, you can have the biggest house in the world, you can have cars, all of that. You can't drive them all at once. So the point is, if you earned it, you earned it, right? But Source is saying now, but when stuff is being done behind people's backs and people have your whole body, you put on the armor, and your whole body is a weapon against the enemy. Source is saying it's time to learn how to use it. It's time to learn how to use it. So that's your reading. That's your reading. Yeah. Time to use the people who want to appear a certain way, like high society in a particular way, but It's how they're and who is being hurt. Who is being hurt. Yeah, so sources saying it's time to use godly wisdom for real. It's time to use godly wisdom. That's why when you walk into a room at certain points in your life, when you were trying to get in, or your kids were trying to get into certain colleges or universities, or trying to get into certain jobs or organizations or whatever, there's always a group of energies who felt like you weren't good enough. It was, like I said, in their mind, some of these energies had a God complex. They felt like, okay, well, you're not good enough to be a part of something. What is it worth to you to be a part of it? But your ancestors already made the sacrifice. You shouldn't have, you'd be like, okay, about face, and you out of there. You're like, oh no, your ancestors already paid the price. So I don't know who you are. Don't really matter who you are. But Source is saying to you, it's time to get your throat chakra. Your throat chakra. Because something illegal was done here, and some money is coming back. Something illegal was done, and something is coming back. Some money is coming back. So some people did not have to do what they did at all to cause a nightmare to somebody, but somebody's life is forever changed because of something. You got two people's lives that's forever changed because of something, and so three things are now closed out. But something has brought you to a higher level of consciousness as what your ancestors sacrificed in the spirit realm. That's why a lot of people didn't talk about, oh, I had a dream about fish, or oh, I had a dream about a number, because they've been around long enough. They've invested enough time here on planet Earth. This is what all this pentacles is for. This is an investment. They've invested enough time here on Earth to say, you know what? I'm just going to pray about it. I'm just going to pray about it. So you got a lot of old souls that's walking the earth, and some of these old souls are your kids. That's why some of y'all are looking at your kids right now like, okay, who's this old man or old woman? They might as well go put on a gray wig and some kitten heels or some old man boots. So yeah, so right action. So let everything that wants to go go, and everything that wants to come. Yeah. Your ancestors are like, no, you stepped onto the other side. You're going to remember exactly what sacrifices your ancestors made for you to have this wisdom. Like, don't just literally, like in the physical realm, throwing your money into a fireplace. Literally just saying, okay, I'm just going to burn that. I'm not even remember the wisdom that my ancestors passed down to me. They got to bring babies around, kids around, to remind somebody, hey, listen, this is where you come from. Like, what's wrong with you? And that's why their throat chakra is very clear. They speak in wisdom like left and right. Their throat chakra is not blocked at all. Their throat chakra, they're just saying it. They're speaking just out of the mouth of babes. So things are coming full circle. Things are coming full circle. So somebody's gonna be definitely working on themselves. You'll be definitely working on yourself when it comes to financial independence and talking about it, and around who you're talking about it around, because some people don't want you to have financial independence. Y'all know sometimes you walk into the workplace, somebody see you got a little bag with somebody's name on it. You could have gotten it from, one of those stores where you get like 70-80% off the bag. You could have gotten it from a consignment shop, a thrift shop, just because it has a name on it. Guess what? They go right into, whoever these energies are, goes right into trying to get you fired. Their throat chakras, like I said, they misusing their throat chakra. So you need to put yours, like I said, you need to use yours properly. So that's what Source is trying to tell somebody through prayer and meditation, right? So where there is hope, so don't believe the past defeats or disappointments will keep you from succeeding. True success grows from the lessons. A hopeful heart never gives up. A hopeful heart never gives up. So trust your feelings. Again, spirit realm. We're talking about your feelings. I feel feelings would be the second one. That's in the physical realm, right? But now that you're talking about in this throat chakra, which is in the spiritual realm, you've already gone through the gateway of your heart chakra. Something has really touched someone's heart. So somebody is already up at the heart chakra. You passed the heart chakra. You made a connection. Boom, you got that part. Now somebody's up at the throat chakra. Now you're closing out. You're like, okay, I need to close out something with three energies. Okay, and they may ask why. At this point, you're just trying to learn more in the spiritual realm. So here we have trust your feelings. You are unique. Your destiny is waiting for you to write your story and pave your own path. Follow your heart. Don't let others dictate who you should be. You're a Leo for a reason. Again, turn down for what? What is the whole purpose of turning down when you was born a Leo and ruled by the sun? That just don't even make it for real. It for somebody. Every time I do the reading, for real. Every time I do the reading, I'm just like I just somebody just have you have to have people around you that they smell greatness on you. Like so, their nose is good. They smell greatness on you, so they go right into counterattack. They go right into they trying to attack, they trying to break you down at the root, at the sacral, at the solar plexus chakra, whether it's through bullying, intimidation, those kind of things. When people see greatness all over you and they try to attack the physical realm, they don't want you to get to that heart chakra. They don't want you because that right there is that gateway between the physical and the spiritual realm. So they don't want you to forgive. They don't want you to love. They want you to, they all want to tell you, they want to make something all about them. So Source is saying to you, nah, you're talking about right. There's a dark Pisces involved in here. And of course, again, we're not talking about high vibrating Pisces. We're talking about low vibrating Pisces, right? Wild and wonderful. Why focus on limitations and realism? Breakthrough and miracles require no linear explanation or methods. Unexplainable and illogical magic happens every day, right? Somebody did not want to invest the time in doing some kind of work on themselves. So somebody is just, like I said, yeah, somebody, you will get there. You will get there. You can't force flowers to grow or plants to sprout. Be patient and respect that everything happens in its own way in time. So, yep, something for you, like I said, smelled like something was burning. Some kind of smell like something, just something, somebody was wearing someone else's skin. It literally smelled like, because the Six of Cups is death. Like some people look like death. They look like they don't want to get up and brush their hair. They look like they're grieving and mourning. They look like, okay, why don't you put some color on? Why don't you switch it up? Why don't you do something? And people can be kind of cruel when they're saying that. But some people also smell like it. Some people smell like, something so traumatic happened that they're just walking around just dying, just waiting for, just they're in zombie field. They're in zombified mode. They're just in zombified mode. And people are still being shady. People are still being shady towards them. I think we've all worked with those kind of people that literally will tell you that they need to have 10 cups of coffee before they can say hi. Or you've been driving next to those people on wherever you drive to, they look like, like the Wicked Witch and the Wizard of Oz on that bike, be and I'm not saying this to be funny, y'all know what I'm saying. It's just like they just got tunnel vision focused. They focused on getting to some evil action or something to do something evil, right? No compassion. So here we have divine connection. So I feel like somebody is the mind, body, and spirit unite. Your angels acknowledge that you have an intense connection to the divine right now. The unity of your mind, body, and spirit creates a conduit for spirit messages. Sit in meditation with your hands on your third eye, the center of the forehead right now. Repeat this mantra a few times until it begins to sink in. I trust my abilities. So again, somebody got a complete download about a nightmare that a loved one was going through. But if they were to say it, because again, if they were to say it, people were able to say, oh, this person's trying to manipulate somebody, blah, 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 blah. And that's the reason why a lot of ancestors don't talk. People may like, because now it's starting to get more popular. Oh, I had a dream about fish and find out somebody pregnant, maybe not them, obviously, or maybe not you, but it's found out somebody in the family was, pregnant. It's like, oh my God, they haven't announced the news yet, that kind of thing. But so this is what Source is trying to help somebody learn how to do. It's like your whole body is a weapon against the enemy within. not outside of you. Everything you need is within you. That is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful for your spiritual journey. Hopefully this has been helpful for your spiritual journey. But somebody's gonna be working really, really hard on themselves when it comes to financial independence in the spiritual realm, to become wealthier in the spiritual realm, and educating themselves in the spiritual realm in this year of 9, 2025. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. Bye.